Welcome back to the Lunch Counter. We're here at Gargoyles Grill and Ale today talking to Mayor Keith Hobbs. We're going to talk a little bit about taxes, where we're headed, how much taxes are worth to us, and how are we spending them effectively. So we spend a lot of money in taxes. We collect taxes. Are we using it efficiently and effectively? Are the taxpayers getting the most out of their dollars that they give to the city?
I think we can always do better in that regard. First of all, I'd like to say that business taxes are down about 13% in previous years, and we held the line on our budget to 1% increase last year. Actually, it was a little less than 1%. We're into City Lean right now in a corporate business review program. We've tasked our city manager to do that. So we are looking at savings. The golf courses were a big issue in that regard. You know, we were talked and we voted to close municipal. But every time you go to save taxes, this group spurs up that, wants to keep things open and that. So it's a struggle. I mean, even the conservatory, if we were to close that, would save us operating dollars and capital dollars. So it is a struggle, but we are making headway on that. We're trying to save $500,000 every year, and I think we're going to make that.
How do you decide the line? How does City Council make that line between we need to have recreational places, we need to have places like the conservatory and golf courses, but we also need to toe the line on the budget? Mm-hmm. So how do you make those hard decisions? How do we make sure we're not cutting things if we're expecting our city to grow? How do we make sure we're going to have the services and all the recreational things that we need when we're growing, that we haven't cut the wrong things?
It's a really tough balance. Like on the golf course issue, we have 9 golf courses, and the private sector are struggling as well. I think Councillor Gertuga said it best. If private sector isn't offering those services, then by all means the city can provide those. Canada Games Complex, I think, is a prime example of that. We're subsidizing that to the tune of about $650,000 a year. But that's a well-used facility, and that's one of those untouchable ones, I think. The auditorium, again, is, we subsidize that, but it's a great facility for people to go, and it's a great service that's not offered elsewhere. So my mindset on the golf issue and saving taxes is, first of all, municipal isn't in the city of Thunder Bay. We pay taxes to all of our papoonage. So why are we operating a facility that's not even in our city?
Right.
That's where I was coming from on that one. It is a tough balancing act because every time you go to close something or cut a service, you get people screaming at you. But then you get seniors coming in saying, I can't afford to pay my heat. I can't afford to pay my water. That's where we have to be responsible as councillors. We have to talk to the public. There's that accountability and transparency and communication piece, and then make your best decision on that. I mean, I'm hearing already people are saying, well, with the flood, we can't afford the event center, but you also can't stifle growth. And the event center is going to grow this city more so than it's going to be a drain on it, from what I can see.
Right. And is that because it brings in conferences, conventions, those types of things?
Exactly. Like our hotel occupancy last year is the highest in Canada, and that is a result of all these conferences. Don't talk about First Nation people, what they do for our economy. Lloyd Axworthy said it best in Winnipeg, if it wasn't for the Aboriginal community, their economy would tank. And I believe that for Thunder Bay, we're seeing more and more growth. We're probably seeing 20,000 to 25,000 Aboriginal people living in Thunder Bay, and they contribute greatly to our economy.
How do we make them feel better? How do we make them feel like they belong to the city, the people who are immigrating from the Northern Reserves? Any ideas of what we can do to make this easier for them?
Well, I mean, I think our example that our city council set was our declaration of commitment with Fort William First Nation last year. And that commitment's extending. NOMA right now, Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association, are talking about a declaration of commitment with NAN, Treaty 3, all the northern communities. I've been up to those communities and visited to several of them. And you know what? We have to work together. If the mining piece isn't going to work, and I said it from day one as mayor, it won't work if we don't partner up. And I mean true partners with Aboriginal people, NOMA, cities and towns around the Northwest. It has to be a group concerted effort, or it's going to fail.
Yeah. Sister cities, why are they important to us? We seem to spend money on them and people get to go on great trips, but are they important to the city and what does it bring to us?
You know, I went to Japan this year, and when I was campaigning, I just said our sister cities are going to be the Northwest, and I still believe that you know, we have to, whatever's good for Thunder Bay is good for the Northwest and vice versa. But we brought a lady from Lakehead University that's in charge of international, the program at LU for international students, and we're seeing that growth already. So she's working on a project with Gifu City, our sister city, to bring students over. We're looking at a sister city in China for not only that, but the economic piece as well. Our water system, our water treatment plant is top-notch in the world. And those are the kinds of things that we share with sister cities, and we're going to learn from that. We had our Finnish sister city come over this year, and they don't have a dump. They don't have a sanitary waste disposal area. They use all their garbage for power. So we're looking at that right now. So those are the kinds of things people don't see when they see sister cities. They think it's just a big vacation. I'll tell you, Japan wasn't a vacation. Although it's a beautiful city, we went from one place to another, universities to the sewage plant. Like, we were steady.
Right.
And we stayed in a little closet.
That's how it is in the big cities, right?
Yes, it is.
You don't have the space that we have
no,
here.
Exactly.
There's
it's
no
amazing.
luxuries.
There wasn't luxuries.
Yeah, yeah. So just to kind of wrap things up, I thought we'd take it on a little lighter note. You're doing all this running around. It's got to be tough on the health, eating in lots of banquets and lots of conferences, and how do you keep it all together?
Well, as Sarah will attest, we're doing a fitness challenge right now, and there's some celebrities, including Sarah. And this morning we spent a half an hour on the heavy bag boxing, and I'm arm weary today. I lost 23 pounds this summer, but I had surgery, so just lazing, like not being as active as I was. I put that weight back on, so that's got to come off. It is very tough, but you know, we talk about a healthy, vibrant, connected city. Healthy is one of our things, and lead by example. So I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm in this fitness challenge. That's great.
What are we going to do with the NHL lockout? I know you're a big Boston Bruin fan, and you must be dying inside to miss the hockey season.
Because they should be, well, they are in first place because they haven't lost yet this year. But if they don't have a season, I think they should award the cup to Toronto just to put those fans out of their misery. But I'm really hoping. I'm kind of in hockey withdrawal, but I am with the players on this one. You know, that deal was made with the owners in mind last time, and if you didn't have the players, you wouldn't have a league.
Well, it's so good to have you here. Thanks so much for coming out and talking to us on the lunch counter.
Great.
We'll bring you back in a while, and you can update us on everything that's going on.
Thanks, Diane.
So make sure that you keep watching the lunch counter. Meet us on Facebook, because we can tell you about what the upcoming shows are. You can ask us questions that you want answered. And also, we'd like to thank Gargoyles Grill and Ale today for having us here and allowing us to have lunch at the lunch counter. Thanks for watching.